I'm going to draw my x and y axis here. Again, if you're given graph paper without any lines, without the x and y axis, draw them in. I'm going to choose to draw like this because I know I have to go up kind of far. So now this represents a coordinate. So one coordinate on my parabola is negative 4, 16. Another one is negative 3, 6. And so on and so forth. That's the whole purpose of those points. So everyone right now on your graph paper, graph this parabola. So I want you to graph all these points. Jake already said 16 is above your graph, so you can just go a little bit above your graph. That's okay. We'll do it in blue. So it should be, the first point should be negative 4 and then way up there. It should be at 16. My graph isn't behind them. Ozzy?
Could we also make it like down one? Like that?
If you want to move your x-axis, yeah. You can move your x-axis down, Ozzy's saying if you'd like to do that. That's fine. Yep. So negative 3, 6. Negative 2, 0. Negative 1, negative 2. 0, 0, 1, 6, and then 2, 16, which goes above my graph. So you can extend it above your graph. I can't on here. Did you have a question, Tyler?
I don't think our row got graph paper.
It's in your packet from yesterday.
Oh, in your.
This is the question from yesterday's packet. Yep. So everyone should have a piece of graph over there, yeah? Alright, good. I have my parabola. Typically we like to label all the graphs that we have, so I'm just going to label this as y equals 2x squared plus 4x. It's good to get in the habit of always labeling your graphs, and I saw a lot of you on the test did that, which is awesome. Alright, so we already graphed our parabola, now we need to graph our, what's this kind of graph? What's it going to give us?
Vertical.
It's going to give us a line because it's just x to the first power. So again, what's my y-intercept here? 0. There is no, well, y-intercept is 0 because there's no value tacked on here. So my y-intercept is 0. Technically it's negative 2x plus 0. What's my slope? Yep, negative 2 is my slope. So I'll do this one in red so you can see the difference. So I'm starting at the point 0, 0, and right away we can see one of our points of intersection. Now if the slope is negative 2, is it going to look like this? Or is it going to look like this?
First one. Second one.
Negative slope goes down and to the right. So it should look like this. A lot of you on the test weren't careful to pay attention to the slope. So make sure you're always paying attention to the sign of the slope. So if it's negative 2, I'm going to go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, or up to left 1, up to left 1. That's something. Yep, question? So remember, negative slope is like down the mountain, so when I connect this, it should look like a downward hill. So do we have enough points to see the two intersection points? I should draw my line a little more carefully. How many points of intersection do we have? 2. So we have this one. If you drew it nice and clean, mine's not that neat, but it's hard. And this one. So we would say our solution, make sure you always list your solution. It's great to circle them on your graph, but you also want to list the solution as the points. So what point is this? What's this solution? The coordinates. All right, negative 3, 6. Good. Negative 3, 6, and 0, 0. Perfect. Any questions on that one? No? All right. Let's move on to number 4 now. Instead of a parabola, we're doing a circle and a line. Now, I think a circle and a line is actually a little bit easier because we know how to quickly graph circles without even setting up a table. So if we're given the equation of a circle, and we're told that it's x squared plus y squared plus 9 equals 9, sorry. What's the center of this circle, Sam? out.
You have to find the midpoint.
We don't need to find the midpoint, we need to find a center, but we can find a center just by looking at this equation. Now think back, the general equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared.
Oh, so it's
What's
3.
my x, what's my h value here?
It's 3.
My h value is 0, I'm not subtracting anything, it's just h, I'm sorry, it's just x, so that means I'm subtracting nothing from it. There's no value being subtracted from my x. So here my center, actually you know what I'll do, I'll rewrite it so that you can see that. You can rewrite it like this, x minus 0 squared plus y minus, what's my k value here?
0, 0.
It's also 0, yep, I'm not subtracting anything. So my center is 0, 0. What's the other piece of information we need to graph a circle? We need to know where the center is, and then the radius. We need to know how far out to go from the center. How do we find the
3.
radius according to this equation, Matt?
Square root of 9.
Yes, this is r squared, so we want to take the square root of it, not half of it. We don't want to square it, we want to take the square root of it. So our radius is what? What's the square root of 9?
3.
Good, that's all the information we need to know to graph it. That's much quicker than making a whole table of values. So now when I graph this, I know my center is 0, 0. So I'm going to put a little dot there. Technically that point 0, 0 is not on my circle. So if our line ends up going through that point, that is not a solution. This just tells us where to start drawing our circle. So if I know the center is 0, 0, and I know the radius is 3, how do I draw this? Ozzy?
Start at 3, no, 0, 0, move all 3.
Right, so I start at 0, 0, I go left 3, right 3, up 3, down 3. And that's it.
Are we gonna
Make
need
it
a
that.
compass soon?
What's up?
Compass, are we gonna need that soon?
I'm sorry.
Are we gonna need a compass soon? Is that what it's called?
Not for this unit. You'll probably do use compasses after our marathon.
Why do we need a compass for math class?
To draw circles?
Do you know you're
No,
not?
I
It's not
don't
like a
want
compass.
to this.
We already
Not that
Hunter,
kind of
it's not.
compass.
It's not a compass.
It's
though.
like-
It's like.
It's like that, there's a
You
pencil.
go
on
out
the
and
back.
it's
Oh,
It's
that's-
not a compass.
that's-
Not,
Alright,
it's not
so-
northeast, south,
Alright
west.
guys, let's
That's-
refocus. We have a quiz on this on
Oh.
Friday, so I want to get through as much as I can.
I didn't know
So
that.
we have,
So we're gonna
Dave, guys, we have 4 important points on our circle, so now I just need to do my very best to draw that circle.
Yeah, mine came up like a diamond.
Well, like make it curved a little. Yeah, it looks fine. Alright, so there's my circle, and I can label it as x squared plus y squared equals 9. So just like you can label a line, just like you can label a parabola, you can label a circle with its equation. Now we need to take a look. How can, remember, if we're solving a system of 2 equations, and we only have one of them graphed, what's the next step?
Take your line.
Yeah, let's graph our line. So our line is of the equation 3y minus 3x equals 9. Is that in the standard form for a line?
No.
No, so what should we do?
Take the 3 and make it 1.
Alright, so we want that y by itself, so I'm going to add 3x, excuse me, to both sides. So I get 3y is equal to 9 plus 3x. What's the last step, Dalton?
Divide 3.
Exactly, divide everything by 3, so I get y is equal to 9 divided by 3 is 3, plus 3 divided by 3 is 1, so 1x. So what's my y-intercept here? 3. Careful, my y-intercept. We can also rewrite this as y equals x plus 3, if you want to switch the x and the 3. So my y-intercept here is 3, I heard someone say, Jackie, I think. What's my slope? 1. Positive or negative? Good. Positive 1. So I'm going to start at my y-intercept of 3. And look at that. We already have a point of intersection. Now I'm going to count up 1 over 1 for my slope. Up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. And I can also go down one, left one, down one, left one, down one, left one, and look at that, we just found our second point of intersection. We can see the intersection points before we even actually draw the actual line, right?
I did,
I didn't do it.
I did like, over 3 up 3 and still.
Yep, that's fine, because if our slope is 1, that's the same as 3 over 3, or 6 over 6, or 9 over 9, right? Yep, you can do it that way. The only problem with that is if you do it that way, you might not get, you might not see the actual point. Because if I did it here and I did like down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I get that point, but I don't see right away that that's the intersection maybe. But yep, you can do it that way, as long as you recognize it. So how many points of intersection here? 2. So my solution is what? So it's 0, positive 3, so I'm talking about this point right here, I'm going over 0 but up 3, and then negative 3, 0. So is it any tougher doing circles and lines? No, I actually like it a little easier. I don't know if you do, but I think it's a little quicker than parabolas. Alright, so take a look at number 5 now. I want to see if you guys can do number 5. It's just like the one you just did, but the line is going to look a little different. Your homework tonight is a worksheet that I'm going to pass out. If there's not enough room for you to draw your table of values, please do it on a separate sheet of paper. I may choose to collect it tomorrow.
What are we doing?
Number 4, or number 5, sorry. When you take a look at number 5, graph the circle. Yep.
I have to go over.
No, that's not the homework in there. The homework's the worksheet. I want you to work on number 5 right now though. So, first of all, taking a look at that equation, who can tell me the center, the coordinates of the center of this circle?
We're on number 5.
Oh, she said it wrong.
0, 0.
The center of this circle.
Negative 3, 4. Negative 3, 4.
Okay, I'm hearing different values.
You and Jacob can see like looking at each other.
If it's x minus 3
Wait, doesn't have sense.
Yeah,
squared
that's 3, 4.
plus y minus 4 squared.
I didn't
Oh,
write
it's
it
3 and 4 because normally we have like the minus sign. So that's
Good.
the opposite.
So guys, if you're looking at your center, you know that you're looking at these values. The center value is going to be the opposite sign of what it looks like. So my center is 3, 4. What's my radius? Careful, it's not 9.
It's 3.
Square root of 9, which is 3. Good. Alright, so now everyone should be able to graph that.
Wait, so there's not really a dot in the middle, it's just like a...
No, you're still working on this. Don't pack up, please. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you packed up.
Just hold.
What's the line? Is it just line?
If you have a graphing calculator, graphing the parabola can be much, much quicker if you know how to look at the table of values. Instead of calculating each one by hand, you can use your graphing calculator to find that table of values. That's up to you. So if you have a graphing calculator, if you're not sure how to do that, come see me and I'll help you.
Line, I did that.
Alright, so what is your equation? What does your circle look like?
No, I think it's that.
Right.
I'm right. I'm right. Ben's wrong, I'm right.
Looks good, that's a good
Yeah.
answer.
I got him.
No, Sam, you're wrong, and I'm right.
Hunter, you wanna...
So it should look something
What?
like this.
Just math.
What?
What does your line look like when you graph it?
It's just a horizontal
A
line.
horizontal line, good. At what y value?
It's 1.
1.
Cross that 1.
Don't catch me up here.
Sam, you're mad ill.
What?
You're ill.
How many points of intersection do I have here? 1. So this is a case where you have 1 point of intersection with a circle and a line. If it just grazes along that 1 point, guys, important point. If it just grazes right along the bottom of the circle, we get 1 point of intersection. What if we had a horizontal line like this?
Oh, then that would be
How
1.
many points of
That would
intersection?
just be silly.
1. Good. So if you have questions, phone me after again. Do this worksheet. If you have a graphing calculator, it'll speed it up for you. We're going to go over it tomorrow.
Hey Sam.
You're mad at Hannah Montana.
I'm mad at Hannah Montana. I have a thing for Hannah Montana.
I have a thing for
I got
Miley
Miley
Cyrus.
Cyrus's new album,
What?
Berserk.
Yo, why?
Wait, isn't it called Berserk?
What?
You know her album. When I'm
Miley Cyrus was.
What's it called? Bangs.
You gotta finish that. You can come after school if you prefer that. 7?
Yeah.
Okay. Or 9. I don't know what you have 9, but.
Yeah, no, I'm just
Okay. I don't have them fully graded. I've got the majority of it, and I don't know the exact grade. Maybe tomorrow I'll have them, but I know you did very well.
What do you do?
Tuesday next week. Next week's not next week. And Sunday, 280. Yeah, next week will be great. So yeah, Tuesday's my last day.